What's going on, everybody? It's Super Robot Ed, and we're just going to come straight and get into it. We have highly anticipated images of the Legacy Motormaster, as well as the combined form into Menasor, officially from Hasbro and the Hasbro designer by the name of Mark Clonis Meyer on Instagram. So these new images showed basically his combiner form as well as the body with Dragstrip's arm. I also think I see Dead End in there. But what's really crazy is that the legs can actually still combine with Combiner Wars. So I'm going to read what he said in the post, and then we're going to get into an analysis and discussion today. So Mark's comments about the Motormaster Menasor after the break. And of course, here it goes. He says, apologies for the lack of responses in posts. I'm trying my best to answer everyone, so don't feel neglected if I don't respond. I'm just working really hard to make everyone's fan favorite tasties come true. In parentheses, oof of a dad joke. So here we are. We have Menasor compared to the Shattered Glass Commander Jetfire, just as I promised, and a scale comparison for y'all. As you can see, our combiner is larger, but not by much, and he is basically 12 inches in height, with his head pushing him to 12.5 inches. I did attach 2 wire wires for the legs, but 2 drag strips will not work, as Ejimon's-san made each arm connection unique to the character. And of course, he says swipe right. You can see you have to play with the articulation. You can play with on the banner. Just imagine all the poses. The ankle rockers really make large impacts. Swipe right for the comparison to the other Voyagers. He basically says, being a big fan of Motormaster for a long time, the deco and colors and design is still striking. I love the box out dome. You can see Motormaster here power slamming Optimus. We'll see that in a minute. I also showed, well, Combiner Wars Sunstreaker fits into Menasor's leg slots. As I said before, it fits, but it does not stay well, as it is not intended to be used in the system. He intended for his combiners to make it as best we could with unique connection. If you're a diehard G1 cartoon fan, you have to display your arm connection separated as shown here. More soon, enjoy. So basically what he is saying is that for the legs, yes, you can use the Combiner Wars ports, but they won't fit well. Okay, so I know a lot of people wanted to keep their Combiner Wars or their Unite Warriors. I have Unite Warriors. I'm just going to be honest with you. Unite Warriors is better as far as paint job, but other than that, they're basically the same. And it's the worst of the combiners because of the way it transforms and combines. I mean, what makes the Unite Warriors terrible is everything. And it mainly has to do with the body of the main body of that combiner, which would be Motormaster. And the way that Motormaster was designed, they all tried to do the original design from the original Scramble City, or our combiners from when we were in G1, which was the H design. Basically, you form an H and then combine all of the other parts to it, just like how it was. So that would be for Superion, whether you had Menasor, whether you had Defensor, Computron, Bruticus, any one of those combiners, pretty much your main body formed the H. Devastator, not in that, because Devastator is something totally different. But that being said, because of that, it just didn't work with him. And therefore, we just had one ugly combiner. But with this, what they're trying to do is they're going for accuracy. And basically, you can't really switch. Maybe you can switch the arms, but you won't be able to switch the legs. And I know for a lot of people, that's going to be not exactly Scramble City, but in the actual show cartoon, including Scramble City, the only thing they scrambled really was the legs and not the arms. So if you're able to at least do something with the legs, you're basically anime accurate, because that's what happened in Scramble City. I don't know if will they be able to do this with other combiners, such as like a Superion or something like that, where, he would be like this huge jet that separates. I mean, we'd have to see. I mean, I could see them doing this with more like the land combiners, maybe, something like Menasor, something like Bruticus, where they, they're better than Menasor, but they still suffer from the same thing. And as you can see here, it almost fits and at the groove. So I can see people maybe making that work. You know, if they can't find Wild Rider or something like that, maybe they will use their Combiner Wars, you know, which is possible. It almost reminds me of God Bomber. God Bomber can similarly combine with the other parts and everything like that. So I can definitely see that happening, where someone's going to figure out something with this. But this is going to be a lot of fun, just being able to combine and just the possibilities of just being able to use somewhat of your old combiners from Combiner Wars and Unite Warriors to make it work. And that could be fun, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, when you get seems like when you get Legacy Motormaster, you're going to be able to just basically unfurl him into Menasor. So that in itself is awesome playability, you know what I'm saying? And here he is in Kai's comparison to Commander Class Jetfire, which for all intents and purposes, you know, he's still scaled out of whack. Shouldn't be as big as a combiner, but you know, we can only go but so far and so high with this whole scale thing, so scale be damned. That's pretty cool, but I really would love to see like a regular Combiner Wars, which I think they're probably around 10 inches or so, maybe 11. I gotta measure mine, but the thing is, my Menasor has help me parts, so he's probably a little taller than he should be. So he's probably, in looking at my shelf, he's pretty much taller because of the third-party upgrades, while the other ones don't. And I think they stand around at least 10 or 11 inches. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's really good. And of course, with the Legacy Star Saber coming out, this is even going to be better because, you know, of course, he's not as big as he should be, but he's big enough for what we're going to get. Looking at size comparisons here, this is about right. So I'm thinking that he's Combiner Wars size because I'm looking at my Voyagers from War for Cybertron standing on my shelf here with my Unite Warrior combiners. And like I said, with the help me parts, Menasor stands taller now, but the other two are pretty much, you know, I'd say they're very close to the size of this guy. And being that the Voyagers are standing about up to the little above their waist, I'd say odds are we're still going to be in proportion with Combiner Wars. I still think that Menasor is going to, you know, be just the test bed for where else can happen. Now, I know a lot of people have been speculating about what they'll do with the rest. I don't know. I mean, it's tough because if we went as far back, we're seeing that we're still using molds from Titan's Return, a la the Wreckers. It's probably going to be the same for Superior, but the other ones are probably would do well from this type of combiner system. And look at the head. Just look at the head on this guy. This is anime accurate. Now I know third parties done this over and over again. I know it started with Fans Project and everybody followed, but let's just say this is official and probably not as complicated as you know, third party and things of that nature. So let's just be happy with that. Okay, I know a lot of people third party. We know that already. Just leave it alone. This is official now. We've heard that already. We've heard it a million times. But this, even that chest, the shoulders, everything looks nice and accurate. They fold up. The wheels are hidden. A lot of good stuff is going on here, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to get into this. I'm ready to buy this. So yeah, I've had to stop buying stuff right now because we're trying to do other things, and you can always donate to the channel if you want. That would be very helpful. But of course, because this is part of my channel, I do get a little something from this. I'm going to be getting this, of course. I've got reviews coming, but let's talk about this guy. This thing right here looks good. And thank you, Hasbro, again for showing off your own products before, you know, other unsavory channels can do it. I think this is going to be the best combiner that we can get from Hasbro. When I say that, I don't say that to be mean. I say that to be, yes, this is official. It looks nice. It's better. It's posable. Everything that you can ask for in a combiner is here. Why would you want anything else? If you want to go third party, knock yourself out. But I'm going first party because they're the ones that created this stuff. So I like this. I'm pleased. I'm glad. I'm happy. My faith in Hasbro is coming back because this is a designer. He understands. And I hope they show off more like this. This is Super Robot Ed. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.